Let's go back with another one. If you're watching the channel, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, leave a comment below. Yo, I watched that stream last night with Broad Day Blakes and Traplore Ross. You get me? And this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying about Broad Day Blakes is here. I like when I told man already, Broad Day Blakes, yo, he's gonna go all the way. Next 2026, Broad Day Blake's gonna be big. And he's doing it for Birmingham. You get me? People talk about Birmingham ain't got platforms and whatnot. Broad Day Blake's at the forefront of um platforms rising in Birmingham, where Birmingham, because I was talking about how Birmingham artists have to go to London to network once they start getting some motion. You get me? Like, because there's nothing going on in Birmingham. You get me? There's nothing going on in Birmingham. Yeah, to really get super validated, you gotta go to London. You get me? But now, Broad Day Blakes, because there's no platforms or none of that really here. Most of the platform, Blakes is building a platform here. Yeah, Blakes is gonna be like one of the originators. You get me? Because more people are gonna come through, but Blake's is like one of the first ones. So you know what I'm saying? Blake's is gonna be doing big things anyway, and he's just got the character for it, bro. He's just got the character for it. You get me? And his vocabulary is not limited. Like a lot of man would just get on here and don't say like he can talk. That's what you need. You get me? He can talk. You can tell he was in jail, reading and learning and whatnot. Because some of the words he comes up with, you don't hear man on the roads speaking these words really. You get me? But yeah, anyway, he was grilling Traplore Ross about Traplore Ross's whole thing about Central C, because I agree with Blake's, man. Like, Traplore Ross goes on like Central C, acts like he's a bad boy. I've never got that vibe from Central C, like to say he thinks he's bad. Never. But Traplore Ross seems to think that Central C thinks he's a big gangster and all this shit. Like, I don't think no one gets that from him except for Traplore Ross, and that just goes to show, because the real man them on the roads and all that, they don't think that Central C thinks is bad. But Traplore Ross, obviously, Traplore Ross listens to rap here. Traplore Ross is not from the culture. He listens to rap. Blake's is from the culture. You get me? Traplore Ross. If you say a word in your rap, Traplore, you don't understand that sometimes rap can be exaggerated and stuff like that. You get me? Or man can just like be a bit extra with their bars. Everything they say is not literally fact. Everything they're not, but Traplore Ross seems to take it as that. So when a man says something in his bar, yo, Traplore Ross would just straight away like hold him to that. And then if he feels like raw, he was just capping or he was just being extra, he'll say that my man's a cap rapper, and it's not that, bro. Rap. Every word man say in rap ain't real, and Traplore Ross seems to think that every bar you spit's gotta be real. Like, you can't just be exaggerating or just bragging or just talking some shit. You get me? So yeah, them two had a stream anyway, and he got onto Traplore Ross about Central C. Yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. This is like the beginning part of it, yeah.
That's in isolation, bro, because we're talking about two different things. Me getting jumped by 5 gang members who I don't know nothing about and actually getting physically harmed is different.
But you just tried to provoke the jump in, bro. That's literally what you've done's worse than what you've done's where you're going up to.
He's talking about you like provoking the jumping. He's talking about when Traplore Ross seen Central C at that complex event in LA. You get me? Like, Traplore Ross was talking crazy about Central C, making documentaries, calling him fake, this and that. And when he seen him, he walked up to him and tried to be nice to him, and Central C shook his hand. You get me? So that's like, yo, Central C could have been heard Traplore Ross was in there, and man could have said, yo, Traplore Ross is in there, and he could have thought, oh, I ain't even got time for that. But then Traplore Ross come up to him, it's like, yo, if Central C really was the bad guy that Traplore Ross says he claims out to be, he would have slapped the shit out of him, bro. You get me? He didn't. He shook his hand. That's what I'm saying. No one thinks that Central C comes across like he's a bad boy. I don't get that from him. and neither does Blake's. But yeah, let's get into it.
Man, yeah, trying to provoke them. Why are you going up to them,
What
bro?
did I say? I went up to him and said, "Yo, you had the best album of the year,
bro. Bro,
come on."
And yeah, you're wrong for the. I've said to you before, bro. Yeah, but I say it again. Yeah, you're wrong for the Central C documentary. Yeah, because you know why you're wrong. I feel like just on the outside looking in. Yeah, why you're wrong for that, bro. I feel like you're putting him up to standards that he don't put himself up to. You know.
Exactly. Traplore Ross is trying to put him up to standards that he don't put him up to. And then, like, because he don't meet them standards, Traplore Ross is saying it's fake. Traplore Ross has got higher expectations or thinks that Central C looks at himself higher than he thinks he does.
What I mean, so you've come along and said, "Oh, Central C ain't no big gangster," or but he doesn't say that, bro. He's just.
And another thing, yeah, Traplore Ross is really not a guy to say who is or not a gangster. How does Traplore Ross know, bro? Like, how does Traplore Ross know? How can he tell only through music? He don't know what's going on behind the scene. He don't know nothing about the streets. Like I said, I'm not taking shots at Traplore Ross. I rate his documentaries. I don't really like that NBA YoungBoy one, and like I said, I used to watch his thing, but I don't watch him no more because I just feel like he's just doing too much now. But he's great at documentaries, putting stories together, editing, all of that. The best. He's the best. But he ain't got no right to say who's a G and who's not. Central C is actually from the streets. Now, saying if he was out there or not is a different story, but we can't say that Central C is not from the streets.
Saying, yo, I'm a youth from the block, I trap, bro, and this is what it's like round here. At the time where Sench had a fucking album coming out or just released his album, yeah, and the whole UK was pushing him, bro. We all come together to help push this, you know, because really, my man's a good geezer, bro, so we're all trying to push him. So how can you give how can you give what's that geezer called you just done a documentary on? How? Nah, the one you just done a documentary on. Young, how can you give young boy 19 bodies, yeah, and give him all this clout when his shit's coming out, but try and pop down the fucking Central C, bruv?
One thing I don't think though that him doing that documentary about young boy is giving him clout. I don't think young boy is happy or thinking, yo, Traplore Ross has helped, gave me crazy promotion. Now I think it's more like, yo, what the fuck is Traplore Ross do? You get me? I think he's more worried than happy for the promotion.
Don't make sense.
There's a lot.
You know what? Right? You know, young boy ain't got 19 bodies, but you've just given him 19 bodies, and you know, Sench he's saying, "I haven't got 19 bodies, but you're trying."
Yo, I don't know, bro. Like, this is where I kind of disagree with Blake some because, yo, young boy's got money. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them, not even if it's not 19, but if something happened to where he got convicted of being behind some, the man have got paid, but young boy's got crazy money, can get man to do whatnot. Not to say he's done them things there, but it's not hard. It's not crazy to be so unbelievable. You get me? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying young boy's done that behind 19 bodies, but if he did get accused of it, I wouldn't be super surprised, bro. Especially in America.
I just say, I said to the dude, he ain't got 19 bodies.
Sench saying he'll get someone bun in front of a crowd for £100,000. I was in front of that crowd.
But he definitely could do that, bro. Of course he could do that, but he's not that way.
And see how Traplore Ross is like, how could he not do that? Central C's got money. There's man out there that would take that hit for Central C. 6ix9ine got Chief shot at. How can Traplore Ross is saying, oh look, let's go back.
He got 19 bodies.
Sench saying he'll get someone bun in front of a crowd for £100,000. I was in front of that crowd.
But he definitely could do that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely could do that, bro. There be someone out there hungry enough to take 100 bags to bun a man in front of him. How is that? That's not exaggeration. If Central C really was on that there and pushed that, he could get someone to do that for him, bro. You know what I'm saying? 100 bags. There's man out there that will do the mad thing for. There's man out there that will do the mad thing for 10 bags, bro. So why is Traplore Ross? This is what I'm saying. Traplore Ross don't understand. Traplore Ross ain't been in the hood, been around hood, man, and known that for money, man would do anything, bro. And at the same time, he should know better. 6ix9ine paid Coup to be to shoot at Chief Keef.
Of course he could do that, but he's not that way inclined. You think he couldn't do that, bro? I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now, bro. There's mad round said what will do anything for him. Fuck the money, bro. He'll do anything for him because he's changed lives, bro. And he's the big dog, bro. However you want to take that, or like, you know what I'm trying to say, bro. I see it on the wing with man who come through with the other weed. You see, when somebody comes on the wing with the other weed, bro, yeah, there's man that will do anything for this guy, bro. Anything, bro. Stab man, do.
That's facts, bro. That's facts. Man in jail got this and that. Man will do stuff for you, bro. So to think that Central C couldn't pay someone 100 bags to burn a man's skin, blood, is crazy. He could probably divide that by 4 and have 4 man do it. This is what I'm saying. Traplore Ross don't get it.
All of that because he's got the thing that man want. Cinch is a billion times bigger than that in a way different situation. You think man wouldn't crash out for my man, bro? I know, man, on my bro. I know.
You don't think I got a couple man to crash out for me?
Yo, any man crash out for Traplore Ross, that's on you. When it comes down, just like 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine paid a man to shoot at Chief Keef when the feds come, and they told him they didn't even ask about the obviously that he just had to admit to every crime he done, and he just threw them same man under the bus, bro. So if you do something for a man like, if Traplore Ross couldn't say to me, yo, I'll give you 100 bags just to shoot some warning shots at my man, I wouldn't do it. You're mad. Because if anything comes to Traplore Ross, he's giving me up.
Yo, you'll snitch on them if they did, bro. You'll do the whole 6ix9ine thing.
I would never ask no one to crash out on.
Nah, I'm joking. But of course,
that doesn't mean anything.
Now, of course, all
right. We can let me break it down step by step, right? The Central C thing, acting like you're bad when you're not, and playing.
He doesn't act bad. He doesn't act bad. Show me where he's act bad.
This is what I'm saying. He doesn't act bad. I don't understand what Traplore. You know what is anything to Traplore Ross is bad because Traplore Ross is got no bit of like street in him. So you could say to him, "What, bro?" And he thinks that's bad. You get me? If you think that Central C thinks he's bad, you just ain't been around bad man. Then you get me? Because if you've been around real bad man, you would not say Central C thinks he's bad, bro.
Bad, bro. Show me where he's acting bad.
I got the 3-hour documentary. You can go break it down.
I watched most of it, bro. I was in jail. I watched most of it, bro. Yeah. Where does he act bad, bro? Look,
right, he's got him spraying up Digger D's billboards.
Who?
He's talking about surrender your flag because you're not no Crip. He's telling him put down your.
He's got conflict with these man. He's got You saying put down your flag because you ain't no Crip? How does that? What? So what, bro? What does that? He's got conflict.
Really Put down your Nike Tech because you ain't no road.
So he can't talk about someone he's in conflict with, bro. Why can't you talk about someone you're in conflict? That don't mean you're bad, bro.
One. Okay, here's the thing. All right, with Sench, he is the #1 UK drill rapper, right?
Yeah. But drill's music. But go on.
Drill is about.
He doesn't say he's drilling anything. Trap. You hear it.
But like I said, drill. There's gospel drill. There's all kind of drill. You see women making love songs on drill. Ice Spice has got love songs on drill beats. Drill is a genre now. You know what I'm saying? Drill is a genre, but it don't mean it's street, bro. It don't mean it's street. You've got gospel drill. There's different categories of drill. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. But Traplore Ross is so detached from the streets. He just thinks like he comes with assumptions and all kind of stuff that he don't know about, man. It's crazy, bro.
You're not listening to what he's saying, Trap. That's why I'm saying you're not being fair, bro. You're not being. Sench is saying I don't drill shit. When I was on the block, I was shotting, bro. He's round the guys,
And I
bro.
never said he didn't shot. I never said he didn't.
No,
shot,
but
I said
you're
he's
saying
wrong.
no, but
He's
you
a
just
caricature of a UK
trap.
driller.
You just said yeah, he's not drilling shit. But but we've just gone on to realize yeah, he never said he's drilling shit. Young boy saying he's got 19 bodies. We all know we ain't got 19 bodies, but you're saying he has got 19. That's bias, trap. You're being super
Not 19
biased, bro.
bodies, there's 19 murders about young boy. But I'm basically look.
Young
the whole
boy
thing
has
about
not.
it is a
Go on.
contrast. It's a contrast. So no, it's like they basically got into a fake beef with Digger D to basically get.
Bro,
into
how is
fake
it a
gang
fake
beef to
beef?
take over the UK drill scene?
Bro,
So Traplore Ross is trying to make out like Central C said, "Oh, I want to have an image. Let me go and create a fake beef with Digger D." That's that. This is what I'm saying. Who even thinks that, bro? You think Central C sat down and said, "Yo, let me create a beef with my man so I can take over the drill scene"? That's mad. They're from West London. If what I've heard, yeah, is that Central C brother has been splashed by some of them man. You get me? Them man are from West London altogether. Remember, Digger Central C might not gonna be in the streets, but his people around him have probably got beef with Digger. And Central C obviously is kind of speaking for them as well. But Traplore Ross makes out like they sat down and wrote a plan. Yo, I want to be big in this drill scene. I need to create a fake beef. I need to create an image. Like just to even think that that's how wild Traplore Ross's imagination is, because he did not do that. Do you get me? There's no way he done that and just created a beef.
shut up, trap man. Why is it a fake beef, bro? Why is it a fake beef?
I mean, like, bruh, look, okay. If you was in jail, all right,
Yeah.
and when you was outside, no, it wasn't really serious like that.
How
go
do
to jail
you
and
know?
Somebody pops off.
How do
What
you
mean?
know?
I've done the research.
Shut up, bro.
This is what I'm saying. He thinks everything's on the internet. He thinks everything's on the internet, bro. There's stuff on the net that is not. There's stuff in the streets that happen that you don't know about. But that's what I'm saying. Traplore Ross's whole information is from the internet. So if a man does something to you, yeah, and you do something back to that man, but it's not on the internet, yeah, Traplore Ross will say, what the guy done to you, Traplore Ross will say, you didn't get. This is what it's come to. If it's not on the internet, it didn't happen. This is what it's come to now.
You know how much
Bro,
beef? Wait there, let me say. You know how much beef I got whatting on the internet? Who the fuck are you to come along and say Blake's ain't got beef because it ain't on the internet?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. Who are you to say that? That's what I'm saying. Traplore Ross is not the one to say who's got beef, who's street, and who's this and who's that.
That don't make sense,
No.
bro.
I would never say that. I would never say that. Yeah, but it is okay. It is like it's not okay. I'm not saying it's a fake beef because it is actually there was real parts of that beef. But what I'm saying is it was basically an industry thing of I'm gonna put on the night tech and this persona to take over this music that is basically look
Trap.
See, Blakes can't even stand what he's saying. What Traps is saying to Blakes is so like, what's the word, man? It's so wild, we'll just say. And even to me, it's just like Traplore Ross really believes that man said, yo, I'm going to put on a Nike tech, I'm going to create an image, I'm going to create a fake beef and do all this and that. Like, man are really sitting down, planning that. But because the way Traplore Ross's brain works, he actually, because he's thinking of it how he thinks of it, because he ain't got a street mentality at all, or even knows what's going on in the street. So his assumptions are coming to how he would go about it. That's what Traplore Ross would do. You get me? If Traplore Ross now was a rapper or something, or trying to get into rap, that's what he'd do. He'd basically do what he's saying Central C done. I'm gonna put on a night flip and start beefing. That's probably what he's done. He's probably started thinking, yo, I'm gonna start antagonizing these. He probably sat down with a plan to go about how he's going. I'm gonna sit down and troll these guys and rare. Because he thinks like that. He thinks man thinks like that, bro. That's mad.
Trap. What are you talking about, bro?
Let me get to the elephant in the room, right? Let me get to the elephant in the room. UK drill, it's all about gang music, people taking their trauma. Not all
No,
the
it's
time,
not, though.
but
No, it's
generally-
not.
What's
There's
it about?
loads of drill with party tunes and RD does drill. RD does drill. Not talking about no gang shit, bro. He's doing that's
He
drill
raps on
music,
drill,
though.
but he ain't making drill music though, because drill music comes from Chicago. Like
I
that
don't.
drill music, like drill
But then
music
you
originated.
got you now, but you're not. You're trying to. You're trying to.
Chicago man talking about real shit that's going on. This guy's come in doing drill music, and that's not
Who
what's going on
said?
for him. Yeah,
You're not being trap. You're not making sense, bro. You're not making sense.
Not making sense at all. And like I said, to all the man them that's really been in the streets or from the streets, what Traplore Ross is saying is wild, bro. Like the only people that will be convinced and think Traplore Ross is speaking the truth is people that come from the same kind of background as Traplore Ross. Because the man them are not like what I'm hearing Traplore Ross say here is like, what kind of what kind of weird, that's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? He needs to just stick to just making his documentaries on. He shouldn't be speaking about man because he's speaking from his perspective. And his perspective is so far away from the street that it just sounds wild.
You're saying that if you
I feel
do
like it makes
drill, if you're doing drill, you have to be on some gang shit. That's not true, bro. There's loads of
I'm
men
saying
that
for
do
you
drill.
to be the boss, man, poster child of drill music, and you ain't on drill.
Drill
you ain't
is
got that
music.
background,
It's a
not
music
all-
genre. Drill is a music genre. Drill is not. You have to be banging your gun to do drill. Anyone can do drill. Like it's
My
not.
man's
It's
the
a
face
music genre. Why
he's
can't it be the head of a
he's
music
the face
genre?
of drill.
He's not the
He's
face
the
of
face
drill.
of
What are you
drill.
talking
Like,
about?
put it this way.
How is he the
Bro, my
face
man
of
is the
drill?
face of drill. He is the face
How
of drill.
though? Why? No, he's not. Trap. Who? Only
He's the
you're
biggest drill
saying that.
rapper. Every song he's ever had that's done.
You
well
can
is
say
drill.
he's a big drill rapper, 100%. Yeah, but you can't say he's the
He's
face
the
of
face
drill.
of drill. He's the biggest.
He's the biggest
out
rapper,
by far.
100%, bro. But you can't say he's the face of something, bro. That don't make. You're not making
Bro,
sense. And even if he is the
absolutely
face
is.
of it,
He
Trap.
would
Even
agree-
if he
he
is
would
the
agree with that.
face. Even if he
He
is
would
the
agree with
face of it, yeah. Even if he is the face of it, yeah. That doesn't mean, bro, yeah, that what you're saying is true. That doesn't mean that you're putting him up to these standards that he's not putting himself up to, bro. That's not fair. You have to be fair in your documentaries, bro.
Their perspectives are a bit different. They don't understand. It's not their fault. They just was never outside or anything or in the streets like that. So they can only say and know so much. Whereas a man like Blake's is from the streets. Blake's is gonna be fair in his thing, and you know what I'm saying. He's gonna give it more from a perspective, and he's gonna probably bring a lot more people from the same background as him onto these platforms and build something. You get me? I seen a clip of him building up like a studio and all that, working on building all that. That is gonna be something. That's you know what I'm saying. That's gonna be something for the city. Yeah. So and it's gonna inspire a lot of men and a lot of other men are probably watching this thinking, yo, I'm gonna do a thing, but and you know, in the next 10 years or something, Birmingham will probably have a scene to where when artists blow up in Birmingham, they can kind of work with each other or get on platforms here and not have to rely so much on London, bro. And that's so yeah, man. Shout out Blake's anyway, man. I could see him 2026 doing bits. But yeah, man, I'm just glad he kind of let Traplore Ross and this whole Traplore Ross accountable for certain things he's doing and saying, because I've been saying the same things. If you watch my videos, I've been saying the same things, like what Blake's saying, man. Traplore Ross don't know enough about the culture to speak on who's a bad man, who's not, who's a road guy, who's a gangster, who's not, and that anyway. But yeah, man, go and check out Blake's stream anyway. Let me know what you lot think in the comments. If you're watching the channel, subscribe to the channel. Get a video.
I done sold all this dope for years just to become a YouTuber. Shit fucked up, yo.